children, Saira. Welcome to part 2 of the revision session of Geography Chapter 5, that is water. Children, in the last session we revised about water. We understood that water is very important for life. It changes continuously, like it changes its form through water cycle. We learned that the process by which water changes its form and circulates between ocean, atmosphere and land is known as the water cycle. The major sources of fresh water are river, ponds, springs and glaciers. We learned that the ocean bodies and the seas contain salty water. The water of the ocean is salty or saline as it contains large amount of dissolved salts. Then we also learnt about the distribution of water bodies. We learned that earth is covered by 3/4 of water, right, and out of it 97.3% of water is saline or salty and only 3% is the fresh water, and usually it consists of ice caps, groundwater, fresh water, lakes, isn't it? So, this 3% people use in their daily lives. So, children, in this session we are going to start with important oceans, important rivers and important seas, right? Before we proceed, requesting you all to keep your notepad and pen handy to jot down the important points. Okay, so let us begin now. So, the important oceans are Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, North Atlantic Ocean, South Atlantic Ocean, Southern Ocean and Arctic Ocean. Children, these oceans are very important, okay? You need to know where these oceans lie on the earth. So, these are some of the important oceans of the world. Now, let us understand few important rivers. Amazon River, Nile River, Niger River, Ganga River, Brahmaputra River, Darling River. So, these are some important rivers that you all need to know. Important seas: Caribbean Sea, Arabian Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Black Sea, Caspian Sea and Coral Sea. You need to know, children, where these seas lies, okay, on the world map. Very important. Children, now let us revise about ocean circulation. Ponds and lakes have calm water, isn't it? Whereas ocean water keeps moving and it keeps moving constantly. Right? The movement that occurs in the oceans can be broadly categorized as waves, tides tides and currents, right? So now we are going to look mainly into waves first, right? Children, if you have ever been to beach, you must have noticed that the ocean or the sea is very different from river or lakes. Right? There is a continuous movement of water in the sea and ocean. The water is never still. So, what do we see? What do we see when we are on the beach and when we are facing towards the sea? What exactly do we notice? We notice that the waves, okay, the waves are can be felt or can be seen. They come charging in and then they retreat. The water on the surface of the ocean rises and falls alternately. So we call this as waves, isn't it? Waves are formed when the wind moves across the ocean surface. So, children, when the water on the surface of the ocean rises and falls alternately, these are waves. During a storm, the winds blowing at very high speed form huge waves. The size of the waves depends on how far, fast, and long the wind blows. For example, a brief, gentle breeze will only form ripples on the surface of the ocean, whereas the strong, steady winds over long distances can create large waves. Isn't it? So, the huge waves, okay, that comes towards the shore cause tremendous destruction. An earthquake, a volcanic eruption, or underwater landslides can shift large amounts of ocean water. As a result, tsunamis, which may be as high as 15 meters, is formed. The largest tsunami ever measured was 150 meters high. Now, these waves travel at the speed of more than 700 kilometers per hour. The tsunami of 2004 caused widespread damage in the coastal areas of India. The Indira Point in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands got submerged after tsunami. So, children, I hope you all have heard about tsunami. It is a series of water waves caused by the displacement of large volume of water, usually in an ocean. So basically they are caused due to underwater disturbance such as earthquake or volcanic eruption. Now these disturbances propel the water in an upward direction causing large waves. These waves thus formed are very huge and travel in all directions from the focus of disturbance. Most of the tsunamis occur in Pacific Ocean. Now, why this happens? This is because there is an area in the basin of the Pacific Ocean where large number of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur. So, just for your information, children, this area is also known as Pacific Ring of Fire. So, children, waves are formed when the gentle winds scrape across the ocean surface. The stronger the wind blows, the bigger the waves are formed. Now, tsunami is a Japanese word that means harbor waves. Why harbor waves? As the harbors gets destroyed whenever there is a tsunami. So then, what is the first indication of tsunami? The first indication that the tsunami is approaching is the rapid withdrawal of water from the coastal region. It is followed by destructive wave. So when this happened on the coast, instead of people going to high grounds, they started assembling on the coast because they wanted to view this miracle. As a consequence, there was a large casualty of curious onlookers when the gigantic wave, that is tsunami, struck. So children, a small round of Q&A session as we usually follow in our revision sessions. I'll be doing the Q&A, that is question and answer session, till whatever we have done, like the last video and today's video. Okay, so first question, what do you understand by terrarium? What is terrarium? Terrarium is an artificial enclosure for keeping small house plants. What type of water does the ocean bodies and seas contain, children? Yes, ocean and sea contains salty water. What is the salinity of Dead Sea, children? Any idea on this? The salinity of the Dead Sea is 45 parts per thousand. When is the World Water Day celebrated? And what is the significance of it? The World Water Day is celebrated on 22nd of March. On this occasion, the need to conserve water is reinforced in different ways. And last but not the least, what do you mean by tsunamis? Yeah, we have just done it, right? Tsunami is a Japanese word for the word, meaning harbor waves. So tsunami is a Japanese word that means harbor waves, as the harbors get destroyed whenever there is a tsunami. So children, with this I end this part of the revision video. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye and keep learning.